All right, welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us for our latest CitrusWatch webinar. Today's topic is going to be about how to register your EDN trap with MyPestGuide Reporter. We quite often get a lot of inquiries from new trappers, but also from previous trappers, just wanting a reminder on the process. It is 6 months between trapping seasons, so let's get into it. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, this program is called CitrusWatch, and we are a collaborative effort with the purpose of detecting pests and diseases, exotic pests and diseases for citrus before they become a problem and become established here. So it's a combined effort from Hort Innovation, Plant Health Australia, Citrus Australia, and the Northern Territory Government. Now, what are we actually doing surveillance for? These are our pests that our primary targets, which is the Asian citrus psyllid, the African citrus psyllid, glassy winged sharpshooter, and they have potential to introduce these diseases as vectors, which is hornblende disease and citrus variegated chlorosis, or also known as Xylella. Citrus canker is also on there, although we don't generally expect to detect anything like that on our sticky trapping, but we do also monitor for it. So the early detector network process, just a brief overview here. When you opt in, which hopefully if you've come across this video, then you've already opted in, but you are more than welcome, if you have not, you're more than welcome to check us out on our website. The links will be at the end of this video, and check us out and register to join in. So once you've opted in, you'll receive a trap kit and information about the program. You may have encountered us through a mail out or some online information. You may have also met one of our officers at a garden festival or an event. So once you've received that, you can follow the instructions as part of the kit and deploy your trap. Now, the primary purpose of this webinar is to run through how we submit a MyPestGuide Reporter report. Now, we use an app called MyPestGuide Reporter, which you can download for free to an Apple or an Android-based phone. Fantastic little app, which is used by a number of surveillance programs. So, but its primary purpose is to report exotic or suspected pests and diseases, and we use that as part of our trapping. The next stage is once you've deployed your trap and submitted your report, you leave it out on your tree for 2 weeks, and then you collect it back in and send it to one of our entomologists using the prepaid envelope provided in your kit. That is then analysed, and the diagnostic reports are sent to us here, and we upload that to a database called ozpestcheck. Anything that contains a suspect psyllid or suspect invertebrate, we also then forward on to the state-based biosecurity. So depending on which state you're in, that can be DPI or DPIRD or DCAR. And then we get that analysed further. And thankfully, so far, we've had 0 positive findings, which is what we like to hear. So your trap kit will contain these items. So a sticky panel, a Asian citrus psyllid lure, smells deliciously like citrus, a cage to put that sticky trap in, some printed instructions. Now there are also instructions printed on the back of the envelope, and there are even more detailed instructions that you can access through our website if you want some deeper reading or more detailed instructions. You'll also find a pre-addressed envelope, twist ties, and a plastic sheet protector as part of the kit. Now, I've just got a link down the bottom there for a YouTube video that we previously made about assembling the trap kits and collecting them and prepping them for mailing as well. So I won't go into detail about that in this video, but you're more than welcome to check out the other YouTube video for more information about that. All right, so getting started with MyPestGuide Reporter. Once you've downloaded the app, you'll be confronted with this screen here, which is the menu. So if you've never created a report before, you can start with creating the report by pressing the little plus sign symbol. So that's in the top right-hand corner, or if you click on the menu, it's the second listing, or the first one at the top of that page of my reports. They're in circles. So once you click on Create Report, you'll then come up with this screen here, which is the submission form for MyPestGuide Reporter. So first thing that you'll need to do is set the GPS location. So you can do that by clicking this little toggle here and making sure that it's the little circle is on the right and it's coloured green. If it's grey, it means that your GPS is turned off. It will then, it may ask you permission to activate your GPS while using this app. You'll need to allow that permission as well if you don't already have it. Now, it's also really important that you create this report while you're standing next to the tree that you're going to hang the trap in. And the reason for that is that if you set up the report while you're still inside your house, it's going to think that the tree and the trap are located at your house rather than outside in your yard. Now, this can be much of a muchness if you've got a fairly small yard, but if you're on a larger property and your tree's down the other end of your property, it can make a difference in terms of the accuracy of the report. It can also make a difference if you have multiple trees or a fairly spread out orchard. If we are taking traps or need to do a follow-up later down the track. So once you've turned on your GPS, now you can also add your address manually if you don't want to use a GPS or your GPS isn't working for whatever reason. You can add an address or a location manually, but it is most accurate if you use this function. Okay, so you can see there, once it's figured out where it is, it'll come up with that geolocation there, including the accuracy down to the meters. So once you've got your location sorted, you need to select where we're actually going to send this report. So by default, the app will send the report to MyPestGuide. Now, if you're using MyPestGuide in your day-to-day gardening or while spotting mysterious bugs, you can send your reports to MyPestGuide and they'll be identified. They will go through to your local state authority. So in Victoria, that's Biosecurity Victoria. In WA, that'll go to DPIRG, etc. But for the purposes of using this reporter for CitrusWatch, we need to send the report to CitrusWatch. Now, it will save it as well. So once you've submitted a report, the next time that you go to make a report, it will send it to the same place unless you change it. Now, when you first click on Send Report To, it will show a cut down version of the menu of the options. So you'll see here, it'll only show demonstration, MyPestGuide, My Weed Watcher. You'll need to click the See More button, which is this one over here. And that will open up the full listing of the different programs that use MyPestGuide Reporter. So once you click Show More, it'll change to Show Less, and then you can reopen that menu and it will show you all of the different programs. Scroll down and you'll find CitrusWatch. It's fairly close to the top. If you're curious, you can scroll all the way through and you'll see all the different programs that use MyPestGuide. So click on CitrusWatch and then click OK to select it. Now, once you've done that, we'll take some photos. So by clicking on the little camera icon, you can open up a photo. So you can either load a photo in that you've already taken if you've previously taken the photos before you've started building the report, or you can just click take picture and that will open up your camera. So the first thing that we ask you to do is take a photo of the barcode. So this is just a fallback if for whatever reason the information that you enter later about the barcode doesn't come through. So we've at least got a photo of it just as a double check. So once you've taken a photo of the barcode, which you'll find in the top corner of your sticky panel, we then ask if you can take a photo of the tree that you're going to hang the trap in. You can also hang the trap in the tree and take a photo of it in the tree. Now, a close-up photo of the tree is great, just so we can get a general idea of the health of the tree. And then also an overall sort of full shot of the tree as well. It gives you an option to add up to 4 photos, so you can take as many as you like, as long as we've got the barcode and at least one picture of the tree. So the next part, once you've got some photos in there, is filling in the details. So you can see in the section where it says where, it gives you an example of saying like my garden tomato, my pantry, my wheat crop. For the purposes of our project, we just want you to put in where the tree is located in relation to your property. So is it in the backyard? Is it in an orchard amongst 10 other citrus trees, or in a mixed planting of other fruit trees, ornamentals, or a standalone tree? Is it out on your verge? So adjacent to a road, that sort of thing. So it doesn't need to be complex, just a general idea of where the tree is in relation to the rest of your property. So another example is if you're in a community garden, or if it's at an education institution like a TAFE, so roughly where the tree is, if it's on a roadway or near a car park, etc. The second section is which says I found. So you're not really looking for anything, so you don't need to tell us about anything that you've specifically found on the tree while you're making this report. What we would like to know is what kind of tree it is. So is it a lemon tree? Is it a lime tree? Is it an orange tree? Is it a Morea paniculata, which is a asymptomatic host that is also a potential host for the Asian citrus psyllid and some other citrus related pests. So what kind of plant are we hanging this trap on? If you don't know what kind of citrus tree it is, just putting citrus tree is also fine. Okay, so once you've done that, we come to the next section, which is I'm reporting a location or a trap ID. So just tick that box. And then it will come up with a little drop down bit, which will give you the opportunity to either manually enter the number on the trap or take a photo of the barcode. So it will actually open up, when you click on the little barcode scanner, it will open up your camera again and it will scan your barcode. That will then enter the information over here. Oops. Almost went too forward. You don't need to tick the I am sending a sample. That's something that is used for other purposes for MyPestGuide Reporter. We know that you're sending a sample because you're sending the trap back to us at some point. So you don't need to worry about ticking that box. You can also tick or untick the I agree to share my report option. This will make your report, can make your report public. the MyPestGuide Reporter website. It won't put in, it will de-identify your details. So you don't have to worry about privacy as such. But if you're interested in sharing the information in the wider MyPestGuide website, when you're doing MyPest reports to MyPestGuide Reporter, you can choose to share it, and then other people in your area can have a look and see what other random bugs that people are finding in their garden. All right, so once that's all done, you can then click continue and it'll take you to this screen, which is the submission screen. So select your state, add your contact details, so your email address, your phone number. This information is just helps us also connect some of our reports to the traps if the report comes in incomplete, which does sometimes happen. But also if something is found from a general MyPestGuide report, this is the information that biosecurity will use to contact you for further information about your report. So just making sure that your trap and location ID is in there would be a great help to us. Saves us having to dig for that to match up the information later. So once you do that, just hit send, and that should submit the report through, and we should be able to see that from our end. Now, we have sometimes had some issues in the past where it throws up an error at this point, and if it is doing that for you, you may have to either reboot the app and resubmit, or it may require actually reinstalling the app if you've downloaded the app quite a while ago and it may not be up to date. So also check to see if there are any updates for the app and see if that fixes it. If failing all of those things, you still can't get it to submit the report, or the app hangs up and keeps hanging up on you, you can just contact us as well, and we can organise to get that information from you either through email and photos, or through, you can let us know over the phone, and we'll write it down and we'll enter it in from our end. All right. So if you still have questions, or you're not sure about something, but you don't want to, you're a bit shy, you don't want to make a call or send an email, you can also find more information and troubleshooting information as well from our website, which is the citrusaustralia.com.au CitrusWatch. We've got more detailed printable copy of our instructions on there, as well as links through to MyPestGuide Reporter, which is this one in the middle here. That is the Deeper WA website for it. They administrate the app, as they are the owners of the app. So you can contact them directly as well for troubleshooting issues directly with the app itself. And if you've got questions or want to know a bit more about the actual assembly and deployment of the traps into your tree, as well as the collection and packaging it up to be sent on to our entomologists, you can view our tutorial on trap deployment on our YouTube page. Now, all of our pre-recorded webinars are up on that YouTube as well, so you can also check out some of our previous webinars about citrus gall wasp and Queensland fruit fly. And again, please give us a call or give us an email at any time if you have any questions or need something clarified. So that brings me to the end of our little tutorial. Thanks for joining me. Our next surveillance campaign is starting very soon in autumn for the month of April in 2026. Trap kits will be sent out very shortly, so keep an eye out. Thank you very much.